support each other no matter how much you're down, okay? Play for each other, and we play because we have fucking fun. The results will come. We are a young team, and there will be more results, no matter what happens here.
We show what we can do, okay? 1, 2, 3,
Passing high.
Go! One more side!
Cologne, obviously, people really wanted to win it because of certain people's past tournaments in Cologne. It feels really good just to know that you go into an event and you have no regrets, and you obviously came out on top. So. COVID was definitely a really rough time for me. I wasn't having the best time in the team that I was in, and the atmosphere wasn't very good. The last thing, which was probably the biggest one, was I hadn't been home in like 2 years or something like that. I definitely thought about a few times when I wasn't having that great of a run during that period. Is this really what I want to do? To kind of, should I just quit and go back home, and at least then I get to spend time with my family and friends, and at least I can be happy in that way rather than being away from home, unhappy with CS and also unhappy with my living environment and stuff like that. When I got benched from Complexity, I wanted to play it, but I couldn't get a team. But I was kind of happy that I was benched and I was off that team, if that makes sense. Like my mental state was a lot better, but I was a little bit worried that I wouldn't get a job offer. Definitely a really rough period, but I mean, came out on top, and I think I got pretty lucky that I got the offer from FaZe to stand in for Kato, and if I didn't get that, then I probably wouldn't be here right now. So I guess it's a little bit of good karma.
Where am I going to put the Be Good part?
At the time, I think it was Twists who approached me. I didn't want to show up, play like shit, and then they get eliminated from the event. I think there was a little bit of pressure for me at the start. It kind of started off a little bit rough because I hadn't played it so long, and I was playing it with a bunch of different people. I was just really happy to be playing again, especially because it was a LAN event as well, and I hadn't played a LAN event in a long time. Match by match, it got better and better. So yeah, it was a really good experience, honestly, and I think that was probably one of the most fun events I've ever played, just because everything was so carefree, everyone was getting along with each other super well.
We're gonna do it for Hoey, we're gonna do it for Justin, for all our fucking team, for everyone, okay boys? Stay fucking positive all the fucking way. This is final, it doesn't change anything.
Yeah, they're out wide, taking savagery on the site. Justin freaking Savage, man!
Kind of a fairy tale in a way. Yeah, I guess that kind of put my name back on the map for other people to look at me.
In 2021, I think, I came back to play competitively, joined FPL. I won in the first month, and after 2 months, 3 months, I was in with Team Endpoint for, I think, 1 year. And after it, I joined Team ENCE. We want to make a history. I feel like from the start, we were clicking as a team, in-game, outside the game. When they gave me this chance, I took it with 400 hands, and I'm trying to be my best version that I can be. And I feel like right now I'm getting comfortable as a player, as a lurker. So yeah, like I'm feeling really good right now. I was playing with a lot of in-game leaders in my career. Snappi is a special person. Always wants to fix some problems. Like, for example, if we have problems outside the game, he will never just let it go on. Guys, we need to fix it, we need to talk about it. We're not gonna skip it. He's one of the best captain, I think, in CS. In his age, can do this like amount kills that he's doing right now, and I feel like even younger in-game leaders cannot do what he's doing. So I'm happy that I have like some teammates like him in the team. I will be honest, in Cologne, we didn't play the best CS. From the start, we didn't play like how we know to play. I watch after the game and I see like Monesi is flicking around and Nico doing what he knows how to do. Like when they are feeling it, you cannot do anything, honestly.
Util deployed, Nico poised, needs a tap, and in signature Nico fashion, he's made it a one-on-one. Nerds, what have you got for us? He's off the board, Nico strikes!
I've played against you, I've played with you, I've coached you, I've watched you play throughout all this time, and there was no doubt at any point in time that you're an incredible player. I'm really proud to see you grow into being an incredible human being as well, being a great leader and being a role model for a lot of young players out there, how to handle yourself, how to treat this game and your teammates. So yeah, proud of you, brother.
Since I joined the team, he's grown a lot that I can see, and he's more into like a leader role right now into the team. He just puts himself in like the best position possible to make sure the team does well. And he's always focused on the team, always focused on like how we can do better as a team. And I think it's just really impressive in that he can play so well in game, but he can also think about other people just like also adapting mid-round and stuff. It's just really impressive how like his mind works for CS.
JKS, amazing player. I played with him for many years, traveled the world with him, lived in America with him. I knew that he would reach success. He was working by far the hardest in 100 Thieves and Renegades. He was the guy that was always spending extra time. With us, he was always delivering, he was always performing. I would say now in G2, he's definitely in a different role. All he has to do is just being rock solid. But I'm happy that he has success, he deserves it. I joined a couple of teams in between FaZe, like Copenhagen Wolves and then G2. The biggest thing I have learned, from that period is that don't take it, for granted, because this might be over within a second, honestly. For the first time, I was getting good money. I was just blasting it away, traveling the world, not really giving a shit if the results were not good, because I had this performance in Cluj where everyone was like, oh, it was next big thing, breakthrough, MVP, blah, blah, blah. It goes downhill so fast if you don't really... Like if you stop working, if you stop, I would say, giving a shit. It was a hard life lesson, I would say. In the beginning, when I started playing professional, I had no idea what my role would be. My first 2-3 years of CS was like you tried being the first, you tried being the second, you tried being the lurk, you tried everything, and then you just figure out what really works, because before that I was playing pugs, you were just doing whatever. We have some similarities, me and Rain. We are both aggressive, both entry fraggers. The difference I would say would be more on the city side. He's more like an anchor player. I don't have that patience, it's not me. I am more like a player that is moving around. It's been pretty good, I would say, with Kakanito. He fit in pretty easy. He's very easy to be around. I think me and him at least have a good connection pretty early, and I think he has a good connection with everyone, honestly. When you have to do a change like we did, I wouldn't say in the middle of the season, but like on short notice, you need to pick up a player that is able to adjust pretty fast to the team, and I would say he's been able to do that. You see that he's a super good player. Looking back, I knew his contract was running out. I know Apex wanted to sign him. I knew that he would get some offers, but I wasn't expecting Na'Vi. Something he might struggle with is very direct and hard criticism, I would say. Their body language or the way they communicate can sometimes be rough. For us, for example, especially for Scandinavians, we like to put it under the carpet and then eventually we just have to take it out and talk about it.
Being on an underdog roster, you kind of have no expectations. You just go in, have fun, play. And being on a fan favorite, you got a lot of support. But also when you lose, you kind of disappoint a lot of people. People do think that when they're supporting us, they're part of the team. And whenever they text me, they'd be like, we lost and not sure I will get them next time. I don't think there's a lot of added pressure being on a top dog team. There's a lot of eyes on you. There's a lot of LXTB haters. His circumstances were not the best in either team. I think he has a lot of obstacles to overcome, and it's quite tough. I don't think he minds it, but of course he knows it, that there's a lot of pressure on his shoulders. I think out of the whole team, he's the most emotional one. I don't think he minds what other people say. He cares a lot about what his people say. So his people, I mean, Na'Vi, his friends, family. He is the type of player who needs a good environment, and a good environment takes time. So he should just relax, focus on just playing, having fun, and the results will come by itself. I think Na'Vi has done a really good job to implement international players in their team. They come from a CIS-based region, and they do things a little different over there. But now we're trying to do more maybe team activities, involve everyone around us, and make them comfortable. I probably contribute the most on the mode department because I always try to take things lightly, find the positives in the negative. I do notice when people are having a bad game or a bad emotional day. I try to do it even with Sasha or a bit. They're kind of less emotional people, but you do kind of notice. and you just, I don't know, say something funny to them or something that resonates with them. And it's not like one recipe for everyone, but just try to have fun.
Coming from Australia, you know, your resources are limited. Practice is scarce. The amount of teams you can play, it's probably only like 2 or 3 teams you can get quality practice out of. We spend 3 days in the air flying because it's just impossible to get to Europe sometimes. We get to the event, 2 days, 3 days of jet lag, and then we just have to play. And it's just, I mean, I don't know what to say. It's not easy, but we make do. And we've made do in the past, and we're just used to it these days. I mean, if you want something that bad, then, you know, we don't care about that sort of shit. I think the reasons the old Renegades roster was so successful, I honestly think it was luck of the draw. We were, the right mix of personalities within the team. You know, we had passive people, we had people that wanted their way. You know, we had great leadership in Azza and Kassad, and they sort of put the team in the direction that the team needed to go. People adjusted and adapted, and things just worked out. It was a bit of a fairy tale story.
When I was with Mouse, at least my sports psychologist and my team manager at the time, Leon, like talking to them, and then like them always trying to be approaching and helping me and like taking me outside and all this kind of stuff. When COVID hits, it's like, yeah, impossible to do those things. Everyone in Europe at least has like their family or whatever, like there and then in that moment, but I didn't. So having to just rely on other people that I didn't quite know yet and kind of go from there to kind of build myself up again. At points, my mental health, yeah, dealing with that, a lot of deaths in my family and never getting to go back and see them and all that. So yeah, those things were probably the toughest. Even though we have like a lot of the older guys, no one's really kind of acting like it. So yeah, that's outside of the server, but like in-game and stuff, everyone's kind of trying to remind people to be calm or be better in certain situations and whatnot. Different types of people teaching in different moments. I kind of take a step back sometimes, and sometimes I know when to go in with my role. For me, I'd say like that was just like a taste of what he can do. Right now, I think he still has a lot of that IGL type mentality in him because he's obviously IGL'd for 2 years. He needs some like arrogance to the way he's playing. Like we've played some online games, weren't great at all, but off that we kind of learned like, okay, this is the direction we need to approach, because there'll be moments obviously where you have to play for the team, but like for now, like just run in and kill and don't think about anything but your stats. That will make it easy for me. Same kind of process for Afro, because he's our other star player. Sometimes you just go in the wrong direction, and then it's smarter to cut back instantly and then go the other direction. Kind of our journey right now. Young me would look back, yeah, and then he'd be very proud of the decisions I've made, because I would have regretted not coming over here. Personally, I really like consistency. Being able to come over here and still make it into deep runs into tournaments, I could definitely be proud of it.
Sydney 2019 was pretty disappointing, you know, considering the trajectory our team was on back then. I think we were shattered after we lost at that event. So coming into it this year, I think we have a lot to prove, or I do anyway.
It will be pretty much the dream. Like, I've never really played in front of the crowd there, and obviously everyone, I see my own parents as well, and yeah, it's been a long time and really fun to just see all these people in the community that I've known for a long time and whatnot.
Great, obviously going back to Sydney, everyone is supporting you and everyone wants to see you do well, and you kind of have thousands of people behind you, whereas like if you play in front of like a European crowd, for me, I'm from Australia, but it's more like everyone's behind G2. And I feel like when I go back to home and I play on the stage, everyone's behind me in a way.